Hey everyone, Rainbow Tarot UK here. Welcome back to the channel. A big warm thank you if you've recently liked, shared, subscribed any of my readings. Really appreciate that. I hope you're all doing well and that everybody is good. In today's reading we are going to be looking at, and I'm quite excited about this one, we're going to be looking at what is your romantic person's feelings about you and the connection. And as usual, we've got our three piles. We've got pile number 1, pile number 2 and pile number 3. So, you know, as usual, just take a moment to reflect, see what one's calling you, listen to your intuition, and that pile probably has the messages for you. Like I always say, you know, this is a general reading. You know, you just take whatever resonates with you and you leave the rest behind. Please don't feel you have to take any messages that don't connect. If they don't connect, maybe it's another pile that you need to listen to. Otherwise, I will see you in your reading. See you soon. Hey, pile number 1, and welcome back to your reading. So today we are looking at, aren't we, what are your romantic person's feelings about you and the connection. So I've already meditated on the cards. I've got some oracle cards and I've got some tarot cards. Now somebody left a comment saying, how do I pick my cards? So I just want to be clear. When I do my cards, I shuffle on them, I say the question, and the cards either fall out or they indicate to me intuitively which ones are right for that pile. So that is how I pick my cards. So I'm going to lay the cards out now, and if you feel that you want to subscribe, then that would be really gratefully received, as it just allows me to grow my channel and to be able to have more time to do these kinds of readings, particularly if you enjoyed it. Anyway, let's get straight to your reading. So the card that you chose, your kind of main card if you like, is the card that says manifestation. So that's the first one. If my voice sounds a bit croaky, I apologise. So the first card is manifestation. So it feels like somebody wants to bring something, or your person maybe wants to bring something into being in some way. We also chose this really little cute little heart with all the flowers on it and the nature symbols. All right, okay, let's put that there. We also have bloom. Okay, so we've got manifestation, we've got bloom. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So I'm sort of getting the feeling already from these cards that that you are kind of in some way maybe out of reach to this person, or they feel like you're out of reach. Maybe they're losing hope and thinking that you know, they're never going to be able to get you. So maybe this is kind of like a crush situation, or maybe it's a situation where the relationship has broken down, and this person is trying to get back to you. They still have feelings for you and they're trying to get back to you, because I just feel with this card as well that they feel like you're not really responsive in some way, that they feel like you wouldn't be very responsive to them. So maybe something's happened, or they're not, if it is a crush situation, and you do like them, but for some reason they're feeling maybe that you are not reciprocating their feelings, because this person looks very self-assured and very confident, but she's got her arms crossed. You know, she's not smiling, so I'm just sort of feeling maybe they're thinking that you're not. And with the manifestation, you know, maybe they're feeling they really have to work hard to bring you into being, to connect with you in some way. And also because we've got this stay optimistic, so maybe they're feeling like they don't have a lot of chance, or they feel like that maybe it would take a lot of work to, you know, to bring you into their life in some way. So maybe they're just feeling, so obviously this tells me that they have strong feelings for you, and that they are kind of you know, thinking hard and trying to stay positive and wondering about how they're gonna bring you into their life for real. Something like that, something along those lines. Okay, I can't stop thinking about you. So yeah, I mean, their feelings are pretty clear. They are thinking and feeling a lot about you. You are monopolising their thoughts in some way. You are on their mind all the time, and they're trying to stay optimistic. That makes me think that maybe this is a sort of situation where there's been a breakup in some way. And maybe they're thinking back over the memories that you shared, over the relationship that you had, and that you're on their mind all the time. Or if it's a crush situation, you know, this is somebody who's pretty, you know, crushing over you pretty hard, really. But there's something about this that makes me feel that they believe you are not that obtainable to them. You are kind of out of their reach. So maybe if you were exes, or you are exes, they've done something to make you feel that, you know, to make you be a little bit defensive or have your guard up in some way. Maybe there's something like that. And if it's a crush situation, maybe they're just not picking up on any signs from you to say that you like them, back. But their feelings for you here are obviously very strong. That's what I would say here. Again, we have this one, it says power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any time. Now, it's the image really of this that, and I've had this card a few times in different relationship readings that I've done, so you might want to check back over some of my other love readings, because to me, this shows me, if you look at this image, this shows me that they feel that you have all the power in this situation. They are feeling that they are under your power, under your spell maybe, you know, because look, this person is very much at the, I don't want to say mercy, but they're at the power of this other person. Maybe they just see you as really tempting as well, very tempting. Somebody that they just haven't, you know, that they feel powerless in your presence, you know, they are under your spell, under your control, and that you definitely have the upper hand in the relationship. And it kind of goes with this one as well, doesn't it? Because I just feel like they see you as somebody who has all the power in this situation, and they are kind of, you know, at mercy of that, really, in many ways. So they feel very much, excuse me, that you've got all the power, that there's an imbalance somehow, and that they, from their perspective, they're feeling that they are not sure. They are very much not sure about how you feel about them. They don't feel confident. I think that's the thing that I want to say. They don't feel confident that you feel strongly about them, but they feel very strongly about you. And they are totally, I would say sort of like there's a kind of an air of besotted. They are quite besotted by you, definitely, because you definitely have the, you know, they definitely feel like you have the upper hand and all the control in this situation. Okay, all right, let's have a look at your tarot and see what that says. So the first one is the Two of Pentacles. Okay, Eight of Wands. Queen of Cups. Four of Pentacles. The Emperor. Oh, was that the Emperor? No, sorry, the Chariot. I beg your pardon, the Chariot. King of Cups. And I also took out the card that was at the bottom of the deck. And in this pile, that was the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So I do feel, yeah, at the moment, what's happening is they're not clear. They're really not clear about how you feel about them. They are sure about how you they feel about you, but they're really not sure about how you feel about them, because we have this Two of Pentacles here. So I think sometimes they think you like them, and then sometimes they're not sure. And so at the moment, I think their emotions might be yo-yoing a little bit, really, in regards to this connection. So maybe, as I said, it fits in with the whole kind of idea of it's a situation where you maybe haven't begun the relationship and it's, do they like me, don't they like me? Or it's a situation where you've been in a relationship with them. It's an ex situation, but they're still feeling, they still have a lot of feelings for you, and they're just wondering about whether you still feel the same way about them. Because I think their desire is their, I mean, their thoughts are the Eight of Wands, which is they are very focused. You know, all these wands are just coming straight in a straight line, focused in one direction, and I feel that that direction is you. But they feel that this, you know, that there's also this Two of Pentacles where they're just not sure. They're just not sure about how you are feeling, and it feels like a very uncertain time in that respect. But they are not uncertain about how they feel and how they think about you. And if they could, I think they would, you know, they would kind of go towards you very, very, very quickly, without a doubt. They feel like they want to move. I feel like there's a lot of desire to move very quickly, but maybe they're just a little bit, you know, because they're uncertain about how you feel, they don't want to make a wrong move here. What I'm getting energy-wise in terms of astrological signs is we have the Chariot and the King of Cups. Now that's both water. So we might have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We've also got the Knight of Pentacles, which is kind of Taurus, Capricorn, kind of earthy energy. We've also got the Four of Pentacles, which again is kind of more earth energy. So in this, I mean, this might not resonate with you, but I'm feeling more kind of earth and water signs really here in this particular spread. Now, you are to them, you know, the Queen of Cups. You are the Queen of Cups. So you are a bit like this card here as well in terms of your looks. I think they feel that you are very attractive, very beautiful. You know, very, you know, they definitely really, really like you physically, that's for sure, certainly. And you have this, you know, this card as well. You're also very, I think that, you know, on a physical level, they find you very, very attractive, and I think they have a lot of thoughts about getting together with you physically, or certainly a lot of memories if you've already been in a relationship with this person, a lot of memories of you physically. But it's not just that, because the Queen of Cups is, and you've got the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups here. So it feels like this might be a little bit of a, I'm just feeling like a sort of divine connection maybe, because it's the Queen and the King of Cups are very spiritual cards. It's a very emotional connection. There's a lot of deep feelings. So I think they're feeling that you are their sort of divine counterpart, really. You are their soulmate, their twin flame. They see you very much in that way, and they want to keep hold of you because you've got the Queen of Cups and you've got the Four of Pentacles. Now that is somebody, I can pick the card up, that is somebody holding on tight. I feel like your person wants to hold on tight to this connection. You know, they really value the connection. So if you've been with them and it's an ex, they are really valuing that now. They are valuing that connection. They see you as somebody who is the person that they should be with very much, and that you have a very caring, kind, compassionate nature. Maybe they didn't properly appreciate that before, but they certainly do now. And I'm also getting as well that it's important somehow in this reading for this person to be able to offer you something concrete, because the Four of Pentacles is and also with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like a sort of an earthy, tangible energy. So I'm just getting the feeling that they want to give you, and I've just got in my head what you deserve in terms of in terms of a standard of living or a way of life, in a sense. If this is a crush situation, they definitely want to be able to offer you something tangible, and they see, I mean, I don't know if you work in some sort of healing, or if you are actually quite psychic yourself, or certainly they feel that you are quite psychic, quite spiritual, quite healing, quite intuitive. You might even be in if this is a crush situation, you know, there might be a very strong spiritual, intuitive link between the two of you. I mean, but the thing I have with this pile is that they, you know, I don't know why pile number one, but they're not picking up, I don't think, on you liking them. They're not picking that up. So maybe if that's because you're an ex and you are just having this reading because you're curious, but you've kind of moved on in a way. But if it's a crush situation and you do like them back, maybe it's something about you needing to give them or show them some kind of sign. Because the Queen of Cups, I guess, is someone who, she is very caring and healing and compassionate, but I suppose she's not, even though she's confident in herself, she's, you know, she's not like the Queen of Wands in the sense that she's out there and she's probably very demonstrative. I just get with the Queen of Cups, she just reminds me slightly of the High Priestess in that she's much more introverted as a character. So maybe that's something about your personality, that you are not overly demonstrative in showing your feelings, even though you feel very deeply, and maybe that's why this person is feeling they've got to really stay optimistic about this connection. They've got to really try to manifest you, try to bring you into their life, because maybe you're not able, or for whatever reason you're not able to show them at this time, or they're not feeling it, they're not picking up on the signs and signals from you that you like them. So maybe that's something just to be aware of, pile number one. Now I definitely see them, because we've got two cards here, the Eight of Wands and the Chariot, that both talk about quick, speedy movement, coming towards something quickly. So I think if they felt more confident, I think, in how you felt, if they felt that you would reciprocate their feelings, and there wasn't this kind of like, oh, do they like me, don't they like me? If they felt more confident in that, I think they would come towards you very quickly, because we have the Chariot and we have the King of Cups, and they would show and say and declare their feelings, I think. But there is some doubt. There is some doubt with them, as I've said. There is some doubt that they are not sure that you feel anything about them, or they're not sure that your feelings are as strong for them as their feelings are for you. So that means, what that means is that we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is a much slower moving energy. I mean, I think they know in their heart and deep down that they are gonna you know, tell you how they feel, declare themselves, come towards you. But I think the pace, they at this point in time, they are feeling that the pace has to be a lot slower, and my sense is that's because they're not confident about how you feel. So either this is an ex situation and that situation ended badly, or you have reservations, or you have your guard up, or your defences up, and there might be lots of reasons for that. That's fine, pile number one. Or this is a crush situation and they're not getting the signals back, or there's a situation where they don't feel they can declare themselves, they can be entirely themselves. So maybe it's a work situation, or maybe it's a situation whereby you know, or maybe you're a bit unobtainable. You know, maybe there is somebody else around for you, even though you're wondering about what their feelings are about you. You know, maybe you're still, you know, because you can be attracted to more than one person, or you know, that can happen, obviously. So at the moment they're just feeling like they have to go very, very slowly. Their actions have to be very measured, Their thoughts have to be very measured. They have to think it through. Their impulse, they want to be impulsive. That their sort of feeling is to kind of go for it and be very quick and passionate and direct. But they, sorry, those are under each other. But they kind of feel that they can't. That the situation means that they have to go very slowly and in a very measured, calm way, where they think through every step. And make, because they want to get it right, and they don't want to make a fool of themselves, and they don't want to be rejected, so they want to make sure that they're going to get it right. And what I'm saying is really maybe that if you do like them, you know, if you do feel you like them, then maybe you want to give them a little crumb. Maybe you want to give them a little crumb here and there. Just let them know that you do. Give them some reassurance if that's what you want, pile number one. Obviously, you know, you make your own decisions, but in terms of how they feel about you, that is not in question here. And in terms of how they feel about wanting to take the relationship forward, that is not in question. What is in question for them is that they're not confident or sure about how you feel about them, and they want to get it right. They don't want to make a fool of themselves, and they want for it to be comfortable for you and for them. Yeah, because they want to build something solid and reliable and long-lasting with you. Yeah, and they are completely, I have to say, they are, I feel like they're completely sort of under your spell in some way, or, you know, you definitely have the upper hand, I think, in this situation. Okay, pile number one, that has been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, then please do subscribe, so that I can bring you lots more readings like this one. Okay, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number two, welcome back to reading. So today we're looking at, you know, what are your person's feelings towards you and the connection. You chose this beautiful little Diamante heart. I'm just going to put that there. You also chose the card which says blessings. Now, I said to the other pile that somebody made a comment the other day about, you know, how I do my cards. Just so you know, what I do is I say the question, I shuffle the cards. If cards pop out, then that goes into the pile. Or I feel intuitively guided towards, you know, piles, you know, the cards as they poke out or something. Then I'll put that in the pile as well. And that is how I pick both my tarot and my my oracle cards, just so you know. Okay, so as I'm laying out the cards, again, if you feel like you want to subscribe, then please do, because that just means I'll have more time and more opportunity to be able to deliver more readings like this one. Okay, so you chose, or you picked your pile on this card, which says blessings. Blessings. Okay, so that's a very beautiful card, isn't it? And it's a very positive card. So already I'm feeling that your person has very positive, warm feelings towards you, very loving feelings towards you, and they see you as a blessing. They see you as something that is, or someone that is a blessing in their life, without a doubt. Okay, so let's put that there. Let's see what other cards, oracle cards we've got. Oh, retreat. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So this is also this is like a person in a wedding dress. This looks like, I mean, this looks like a married couple, doesn't it, on their wedding day? But it says retreat. It's time to dip. So maybe it's something around a honeymoon, or maybe it's something around this person has feelings of wanting to, or ideas of marriage towards you, or they are, or you're in a marriage, maybe it's something like that, or there's yeah, or it feels like a very hopeful connection to them, or a very soulmate kind of connection, or they feel like you are the one for them, because, you know, this is obviously a strong card of commitment here, and they feel that they just want to be with you because it says retreat and it's time to disconnect from the world. So maybe it's like that whole honeymoon thing where they just want to be with you, they just want to give you their time. You know, there's something like that in this situation. Or maybe there's something about retreating from a marriage, or there's been a breakup in a marriage. It could be something like that. Okay, let's have a look and see what the other cards say. Protective nest. So this card always makes me feel of mothering or maternal, or because this person has an egg, doesn't she? She's protecting this egg here. She has more eggs up in her nest. So it feels like a very nurturing, maternal card. And it kind of goes with this marriage card, doesn't it? So maybe this is a committed relationship in some way, or there's a strong sense of history, or maybe you share children with this person. And they see you very highly, or they value you in that way, or they value you as somebody who's very important to them, not only to them and within the relationship, but also maybe to a wider family network, possibly. I love you unconditionally. Wow. So this person, yes, it feels to me like this is very much a pile of this doesn't feel like a crush pile or an attraction pile, it feels like this is a committed relationship. This is a long-term committed relationship. If that doesn't resonate with you, then maybe you want to go to one of the other piles. But this feels to me like this person, your person, is feeling like this is a committed relationship and that they love you unconditionally. It feels like there's a sense of history to this connection, to this relationship. Then we have, close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Okay. Alright, let me do the tarot because I'm not sure about that one yet. Let's just see what the tarot says. 8 of Pentacles. Ten of Cups. 2 of Wands. 6 of Swords. Knight of Pentacles. 8 of Swords. Okay, so then what I also did was I took out, with the other piles as well, the card that was at the bottom of the deck. Now for you, another card dropped out as well, and that was the Empress and the King of Wands was at the bottom of the deck. So I definitely feel that this one is about, this pile is about a relationship, a long-standing relationship, or a committed relationship, and possibly where there is a family, children, a lot of history to it. And that this person definitely, because you also have the Empress here, which can be the archetypal maternal figure as well. And also these two cards, it tells me that your person, because what I feel, this is what I'm feeling actually, I just feel that this is a committed relationship, but that you might be in separation mode at the moment. So there might, because that might also go with the retreat and these two cards here. I feel that this relationship is in separation mode at the moment, but this person has a lot of hope to bring it back, because they want to bring this situation back. They feel they feel with the that I love you unconditionally, that this relationship is the happiest. They now know, if they didn't properly show it before, I think they now know that this relationship was the most emotionally happy that they have ever been with anyone, and they want to work so hard at trying to keep that, or trying to bring that back in some way. It is the pinnacle for them, and that's why it says, that's why you've got blessings, why you've got I love you unconditionally. Also, the protectiveness might be that they really want to protect it, that they want to nurture it, that they want to bring it back. And that you might have retreated, because this Six of Swords shows somebody in retreat, or that the situation is somehow in retreat. But this person wants to, without a doubt, bring this situation. They feel very strongly, they have very strong feelings about you and about the connection, and they want to work really hard to bring that back. There is a strong feeling as though and maybe they feel like they need to work really hard to bring it back. They need to work on themselves, possibly work on bringing more into the connection, doing more in the connection, adding more to the connection. But they definitely feel it's a connection that brings them a lot of happiness, and maybe they're feeling that if they did do that, it would bring more harmony as well to the connection, if they put more effort in to building up the connection, to making it I'm getting a sense practically as well, that maybe you're feeling that they should have done more practically somehow as well. But they definitely do want the connection, and they definitely do have strong feelings. Now, in terms of sort of astrological energies, I'm getting some fire here, actually, with the King of Wands. So I'm getting Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. That might mean something to you, as well as Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, sort of earthy energies. With the Empress as well, I'm kind of getting Taurus and Libra. So those are kind of some astrological signs that might mean something to you. Now, I just feel at the moment, as I said before, that somebody maybe has walked away from the situation, and that there's some doubts in this situation. There was some choices maybe that need to be made, or that maybe there's some choices that both of you need to weigh up about whether you stay in this connection. Maybe it's you that has walked away from the situation, or moved away from the situation, and is weighing the situation up, looking outwards, wondering whether it would be better to go off and be with somebody else, something like that. But there's definitely it feels like this connection is not together right now, and that this is worrying. This is very worrying for your person. I think they've got a lot of anxiety around this separation. They feel stuck, somehow stuck in their life, not having you in their life. It's making them feel very anxious. They might be losing sleep, they might be feeling fearful. I'm kind of getting the feeling without you, they just feel like they have lost their direction somehow. That's kind of what I'm feeling. They feel like they've lost their direction. Or maybe you are in separation and you've given yourselves a bit, but you said to each other, we need a bit of time to weigh things up, and maybe that's what you're doing, and that's causing them a lot of anxiety because they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what's going to happen, whether you're going to get back together or not, but they definitely would like to get back together, and they really want to work hard at doing that. And that's why we have this Knight of Pentacles. This Knight of Pentacles shows somebody who wants, it goes well with the Eight of Pentacles as well. It's something about them knowing this time that they need to work very hard to get the connection back, that they need to really work on themselves, and also just to show up better. They need to show up better. They know that now. they need to be tangible. They need to give concrete evidence, if you like, to you that they can deliver this time round. It's interesting, my phone is going at that time, so it makes me feel, apologies for that, but I don't know if you can hear the buzzing in the background, but it makes me feel that I've hit I could have hit something there, in the sense that they need to show you that they want to show up in a real, tangible, committed way. That's what I'm feeling here with this one. And I think their nature is to be, because we've got the King of Wands, their nature is to be quite fiery, to be very passionate. I mean, they do feel very passionately about you. Perhaps they're very charismatic. Perhaps they're very, very friendly. Sometimes the King of Wands can be a little bit flirty. So perhaps maybe that caused some issues before for you. I don't know. Maybe you thought, well, I'm not really putting up with that, because I think that's their kind of underlying nature. Because they feel this kind of passion, and they are very passionate people. But my sense is that they know they need to be a little bit more reliable. They need to be a little bit more reliable, dependable, have a clear plan, if you like, about, you guys coming back together and how the relationship is going to move forward. And they definitely want it to move forward, because they see you, as the Empress. I mean, the Empress is, tip top, really. And also it goes with this kind of whole feeling of being a mother. And only for some of you, I mean, you might not be a mother, but I just feel like they see you as a very creative, a very nurturing and extremely desirable and attractive person. I think you are very, because it right under, I mean, the Empress and the King of Wands is right under the Empress, so I feel the way you look and your abilities to be so attractive really fires them up. They have a lot of passion about that, and they have a lot of passionate thoughts. I think they're very missing you in that respect, or physically they just find you really, really attractive and very desirable. And very sensual, because the Empress is a very sensual person. She's very comfortable in her body. She's very comfortable within her own skin. She, I mean, the Empress is governed by Venus, and Venus, that whole kind of Venus energy is, Venus is the goddess of love after all. So it just makes me feel that they find you very, very attractive. So for me, their feelings are very strong, actually. They have very strong feelings towards you, but I guess get the sense that this particular part, you may not be together. And they, as I say, they love you unconditionally. They want to come back. They want to bring the relationship back. They definitely want the connection. They know they need to work very hard. They've never felt happier than when they were with you. And this separation, they're not happy in that. They're really not happy. But they know that they have to show up in the right way this time around. They have their impulse is to go towards you. Definitely, and to be very fiery and passionate, but they know they need to bring something more this time, something more tangible, something more reliable. And yeah, so that's probably where I'm going to leave it, pile number 2. I hope you've enjoyed your reading. If you have, please do click the subscribe button, because it just means I can do more readings like this. But otherwise, have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 3, welcome back to your reading. So in today's reading we are looking, aren't we? Let me just do that. We are looking at how your person feels about you and the connection. So you chose this lovely little green heart here. And you also chose the card which says Enchantment. Enchantment, with a unicorn on it. Right, okay, so as I'm laying out the cards, if you feel like you want to subscribe, particularly if you like the reading, then please do, because it just means it's, enables me, it gives me more time, it shows me that the channel is growing, and it just gives me more time to be able to deliver readings like this one. Okay, so let's have a look. So I also wanted to just let you know, because I let the other piles know, because I had a question in my comments section about how I come up with the cards. So what I do is I shuffle on the cards, I shuffle on the question, whatever cards drop out, I use those in the pile, or if there are certain cards that, that are poking out, or I just feel drawn to, those are the ones that I use. So that is how I choose my cards, just so we're clear. So I'm going to do the oracle cards first, and then I'm going to look at your tarot. So we're looking at, how does your person feel about you and the connection. So we've got Enchantment. We've got a card here that says Passion. A magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it. So I would say that your person definitely desires you physically. So there's a very strong physical attraction towards you. Without a doubt, I think there's a very strong. In fact, I got it from when I saw Enchantment. I kind of feel like maybe they think or feel that you just have this, I think it said on this, does it say magnetic? Yeah, I think they feel like you've got this kind of hold on them physically. That's what I'm feeling. There's a strong physical hold, and they sort of have kind of mixed feelings about that, because it goes with the enchantment as well. This sort of feeling that somehow you have got some kind of hold on them physically, which they kind of enjoy, but they also find it also kind of makes them feel a bit wary as well. So I'm just going to put that out to you. Okay, so we also have the Sea Witch. Now that is uncanny, because I was just talking about there's just this whole feeling of somehow them feeling like you've got this kind of allure somehow, this kind of otherworldly allure that kind of pulls them in, particularly physically. There's a strong physical pull here. And because if you look at this, you've got this sea witch here, and then she's got hold of this fish that looks a little bit startled, doesn't it? And I just feel that maybe they're feeling that you can kind of control them, can pull them in, really, and they kind of like that, but they also don't like it. It's kind of a double-edged thing for them. That's what I'm feeling about this pile. Okay. Oh, I wish I had treated you better. Okay, so maybe there's something, maybe this is a situation where actually, maybe they should have treated you better, or they have some regrets about maybe not being right in the relationship somehow. Yeah. So maybe it's you that's feeling that you have been somehow pulled into this situation, or they had power over you. So maybe it's kind of like that. There's something about, this otherworldly power. One of you or both of you is feeling it's got this magnetic draw that you can't quite explain, that kind of excites you, pulls you in, but also makes you feel a bit worried. But they obviously have some kind of regret here. So maybe this is a relationship. This is not a new relationship. This is a relationship that you've been in. Maybe this is a situation where you're now separation, maybe, and they're having regrets about how they treated you. Let's have a look at the next one. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Okay, so maybe there is something in this situation. Again, what I was just saying, something about it that's kind of exciting, but also doesn't quite feel right. There's some sort of caution going on, either for you or your person. So there's a strong physical pull, there's a strong pull magnetically, some sort of this could be a bit of a twin flame thing, really, because in twin flame connections there's a lot of push-pull until you both get to the same level, and then you can come back and be with each other on the same level. So maybe this, it could be for some of you, this kind of like twin flame push-pull kind of feeling, where there's a lot of attraction and then a lot of pulling away. A lot of attraction and then a lot of pulling away. That's sort of very symbolic of a twin flame thing or connection. Anyway, let's have a look at your tarot. Six of Wands. Three of Pentacles. Two of Swords. King of Swords. Three of Cups. Three of Wands. And then what I also did was I took out the card that was at the bottom of the deck. And this is the Moon. Right, okay. Let's have a look at this. Right. Yeah, so what I'm feeling really is that your person, I do feel that this is a connection that is either maybe in separation, or there's been some sort of obstacles or issues around it, but it does feel like it could be it was a connection that was you know, sort of either long standing or a bit of a draw and then a pull away. So maybe a bit of a more like a sort of a hookup maybe in some way, and you're kind of wondering how they're feeling. What I do think is that this person feels that they could, if they wanted to, I think this person feels that they could get the connection back. I feel that I feel that they would, you know, if they wanted to, because if you are in separation, I feel that if they wanted to, I think this person feels quite sure in themselves that they could get this connection back, because we have the Six of Wands and we have the Three of Pentacles. It just feels to me that they're very confident. They feel like they just need to, you know, it wouldn't take much. That's the intuitive message I'm getting, that they feel. So there's a certain kind of overconfidence really in them. That's what I'm picking up. There's a certain overconfidence in them, even though they have this "I wish you treated me better." I just feel that they feel very confident that they could get this situation back, or they feel very confident that they are. Yeah, that they could have this connection really, or that they could get this connection back. Yeah, and they do, on one level, they do want it back. I feel like they do want it back, because they do feel very physically drawn to this connection. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to say. But at the moment, they are, again, I have this kind of feeling that they just want, if I'm honest, my sense is they like the physical side of the connection. They want that, but they are unwilling to connect on a more emotional level. That's what I'm feeling. Because for them, I think what it is, they don't like feeling vulnerable. And I think, and that's why they have these whole kind of, oh, you know, this person is pulling me in, they're controlling me, I feel under their control and I don't want to feel like that. So they feel attracted to you, they feel pulled towards you, and they want all the physical benefits of that, because it makes them feel great and because you have a very good physical relationship and they're very attracted to you. There's a lot of passion here, but they don't want to give themselves over emotionally. There's some blockages here with this person. They are not able to give themselves emotionally. They feel to me very unobtainable emotionally. They've cut themselves off. They've got a barrier around themselves, and This means that the connection is always in this sort of, you're never quite sure where you stand with them. It's kind of a push-pull situation all the time. It always feels like, you know, is it going to move forward? Are we going to, you know, go on? Sometimes you get the indication that you are, and then they pull back, and it's, I think for them, if I'm honest, pile number 3, and I'm just going to be honest here, and that's the thing when we have to pay attention to the red flags, it is driven for them by a physical desire. Now that's got nothing to do with you, obviously. It's about them just emotionally finding it very difficult to connect in a relationship. There's a lot of deep insecurities, I think, with them. Their heart is, they're very much protecting their heart, and so when you're in a situation with them, they're happy to take the physical side of the relationship. They're happy to come forward for that, to feel that gratification, but that just means that there's no the emotional side of it is you know, not moving and not growing, and they're not, at the moment, I don't feel like they want that. They're not wanting that, but interestingly, they're very confident that they can always come back and get that from you. That's what I'm feeling, that they feel that when they retreat, they can come back again, that they can say and do all the right things, and that they'll get back into your good graces, get back into the situation, they'll get what they want, and then there's something about that just makes them then want to pull away. And that's why I think it's kind of a little bit of a twin flame thing, because twin flame connections are not always, or often are not, the most harmonious connections. They're the connections where there's a lot of potential for growth, but it can be quite painful, actually, a twin flame situation. And that's what I'm picking up in this pile, that they do feel very attracted to you. They do feel a strong pull towards you, but at the same token, they feel a strong pull away. And it's because it's really all about them and their not inability or unwillingness to connect emotionally, not just to you, but to any connection that they find themselves in. There's a lot of blockages to them being able to connect emotionally, and they may come across as quite cold, so they may retreat a lot, they may be quite distant once they've got what they wanted. They may be intellectualise a relationship a lot. I mean, there might even be a little bit of what's the word I'm thinking of, when somebody, you know, makes you doubt yourself. It will come back to me, but, you know, there might be a little bit of that going on, where they, you know, make you doubt yourself and question yourself, which, if that is going on, pile number 3, you should absolutely not feel that that's got anything to do with you, because that is all their shadow stuff. Yeah, I think this person's a little bit in their shadow side. That's where they're working from, because here we have this again, the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. It just makes me feel that, you know, the 3 of Cups is all about celebration, having a good time. There might even be a third party in this situation, or other people in this situation. And also it's the 3 of Wands, so it just, you know, that person looking outwards. And I just feel that this person, you know, is not ready to emotionally commit to anyone at the moment, really. So their feelings are to just kind of do things and have relationships on a surface level, where they can just have their needs met, you know, whatever those needs might be. They can just go out and have a good time. They can party a little bit. They can see different people, maybe. They can... that's why you've got to pay attention to the red flags. And they might, on some level, wish they'd treated you better. you know, and they might even say that to you. There might be a situation where they come back and they say, oh, you know, maybe they've gone off and they've done something, and then they come back and they say, oh, I should have treated you better, I'm sorry. But then you get back to the same situation where you're in this kind of like, you know, they get what they want, you make up for a little while, and then they go back to being, you know, retreating, non-committing, not giving you much, throwing you a few crumbs, until it's time to come round again, and, you know, get what they want, really. And that's why we have the Moon card as well, because the Moon card is about confusion, it's about not being clear, it's about not being open, it's about not being honest, it's about keeping things in the dark. I just feel that this person, although there are feelings there, without a doubt, there are feelings there, but it's all what they want. It's kind of on their terms. They want everything on their terms, and they you know, it's within their interest to keep everything confused, and to keep you kind of guessing, and to tell themselves, oh, you know, pile number 3 has this kind of, you know, I don't like feeling that pile number 3 has this power over me, so I'm just going to go in there, get what I want, and then I'm going to get out again. Because actually pile number 3 does, you know, does make me feel something, but I don't want to, I don't like it. I'm not happy to do that, because they can feel that twin flame connection on a deep level, but they also pull away from it, because they haven't they haven't elevated, which is what needs to happen in a twin flame. They haven't elevated emotionally. They haven't learnt. What I see in this power is that this person isn't learning. They are not learning from this backwards and forwards situation. They want to keep that situation going, because they're still in this place where they just want to get what they want, and then they want to go again. But that's, you know, you need to decide, pile number 3, whether that's what you want, whether that's good for you, because for me it just feels like it's all going their way, and they you know, they just want to get what they want, and they are, you know, they are too shut off at the moment from connecting emotionally to the relationship. Even though on a kind of really deep level, on an intuitive level, they can feel something, they know something's there, but they're just not willing to, well, they're not mature enough. That's what I'm feeling. I just feel like they're just not mature enough to properly want to work on that, want to deal with that, want to, you know, question their behaviour. They're too, they just want to carry on as they have been doing, and they want to keep you. They want to keep you in this kind of darkness, really, where you're constantly questioning the relationship, constantly questioning whether you should be with them, constantly questioning whether they like you. And then when you maybe make indications or signs that you're going to move on, then they know they have to come back, and then they tell you what they think you want to hear, and you have a great physical time together, and then they move away again when they've got what they want. So my sense here is that there is feeling in this connection, but it's a very much on their terms and what they want and when they want it, and really it's about whether you know how you feel about that, and whether you want to carry on in that pattern, that dynamic that is seems to be playing out in this reading. Anyway, pile number 3, that has been your reading. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and that you've gained some insight. More importantly, that you've gained some insight from it. Please do hit the subscribe button if you feel that you would like more readings like this, or just other love readings. That would be fantastic. But otherwise, I really wish you well. I really want you to look after yourself, and enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.